Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to From the Logo, episode I think 46. And as you can see, if you've been checking in on the title of the show all day, we had to make a very major change to it. Originally, we were going to be talking about the best playoff performers or whatever, but now I think we're still talking about that. But now we need to talk about LeBron James as he strikes again, and JJ Redick is the new Lakers head coach for the next 4 years. Gifted. I'm mad that it's just the two of us, but, but I need immediate reaction, bro. Like,
I'm going to listen. I'm going to be so honest and I know that the thumbnail and title has changed, but we got to change it again. We'll get to that after this, but to me something way more important in basketball happened, okay? And respect the Lakers fans, but respectfully fuck the Lakers right now. The Bulls, as you can see by the Bulls hat I'm wearing. The Bulls traded Alex Caruso for Joshua Giddey straight up. No picks, not a second pick in sight, not an additional player. Josh Giddey for one of the best POA defenders in the league, straight up, ZZ. No picks.
yep.
ZZ, imagine doing a trade with an NBA team that everyone says has the most draft picks of any team in the league, and you can't get one?
Crazy
I
work.
got to get your thoughts. I got to get your I understand JJ Redick officially being the coach is big, but we've been hinting at that for weeks and weeks and weeks. This came out of nowhere. I need to know where you were when you seen this and what was your immediate reaction?
So I was on the way home from work, and I'm in a few different group chats, but one of them that I was in for ESPN Fantasy this year for basketball, I saw something that popped up on the top of my phone, and it was like, Giddey's gone, and I was like, huh? And then the text kept flooding in for Caruso. For Caruso, what else? Just Caruso? Like like you said, this is the Oklahoma City team that we rave about for the amount of assets that they have as a team at their disposal. To the point where this is also a team that I believe had 30 million, still has $30 million in cap space, right? So this is a team that has their draft picks, has room to work with. They don't necessarily have to go out there and get a star, but they do need to get the missing piece, which I think is a big man. But Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey, and this is a Josh Giddey who last year, especially in the postseason, was just as bad as Kyrie was in Boston. Like it just like. And the thing is that I've talked about this before from the logo about Josh Giddey. There were moments throughout his career so far where you, as the fan, are you're trying to figure out exactly what value he brings to this Oklahoma City team. We rave about how young they are, how SGA emerged as a superstar out of nowhere, essentially after a few years getting Chet to play healthy, all of this shit. And the one thing that we kept raving about all year, besides SGA, besides Chet, besides J Dub, right? Where do we get to Josh Giddey in this list? I think I was raving about the coach himself more than Josh Giddey this year. Lou Dort himself more than Josh Giddey. Because look, if you watch Oklahoma City Thunder games, especially with Josh Giddey when he's on the court, if they run Josh Giddey with the second unit, that shit is useless because it doesn't have this. It doesn't hit the same anymore, right? So then when you look at and you think about it, if you're a Thunder fan, you're wondering, okay, what exactly will he add to this team next year as we're building upon being the first seed in the Western Conference this year? Nothing. Motherfucker can't shoot no more. Can't play defense. Playmaking is essentially underrated. I mean, overrated at this point. And then you look at it and you look at what the trade package was, him for Caruso, and you say, well, what does Caruso bring that Josh Giddey doesn't? Defense and I guess a slightly better three-point shooter. I don't know. But the defense is there. Alex Caruso is, I think, 30 now. So I'm interested in, like Gita just said, how the hell, I'm mad Hayes isn't here. The Chicago Bulls, we have talked about them on this show before. I've said it before. They are in purgatory. They have players that they have invested in, the Lonzo Balls, the Zach LaVines, the DeMar DeRozans, even the Caruso, the Vucevic's. And we get to a point now where we're one the fact that they've been battling for play-in contention for the last 3 years. And, last year there is no Lonzo. DeMar isn't really DeMaring like he was the previous year. Zach LaVine had some injury issues. So you get to a point where you're like, okay, we know what this does for Oklahoma City. I still think that they got more moves to make outside of this, and I think that they will go into the offseason with the mindset of we're trying to get better all across the board, however we can. They're missing a big man. But for the Bulls, what they got going on? Josh giggity you.
Look, I need y'all to understand, bro. This trade shakes up the NBA in such a major and massive way. What's good with you, Dub? How you feeling, bro?
Whoa.
What are you doing?
What you mean, whoa?
Just caught me off guard. I didn't expect it to be live.
Oh yeah, it's live. It's live. They seen the trailer of the video. They know what it is.
I see the big red on the left. I'm like, didn't expect this. I'm about to say some wild stuff. Y'all want to know what go on in the backstage over here, man.
Oh man, God.
No Diddy. You feel me?
No Giddey.
Get Dub's thoughts on the
this is okay. First off, shout out to Tank, big OKC fan. Thunder up. This is a wild time, man. The offseason officially here. The Celtics just won the title, and OKC said we saw the playoff run we had. We're not wasting no time. Get Giddey off of this team.
Mm-hmm.
I think Josh Giddey could have value in another role for sure.
Yeah,
but for OKC, replacing Josh Giddey with Caruso, one of the best defenders of the league, they now have a team that has Dort, J-Dub, Chet, SGA, and Caruso.
That's
wild. So good.
That's crazy.
Oh,
I don't know how the hell they finessed that, John, bro. That was crazy.
They didn't even get a draft
straight
pick,
up,
bro.
Dub. Straight
they
up.
They didn't even get a draft pick out of this shit. They
and
just
that's what. But the thing is, with OKC, I don't think the defense is really that bad. I just think they need more consistent offense, right? I mean, I'm upset because I don't know if we're still going to do the best players in the postseason this in 2024. I would still like to do that, but you know, I was thinking about Shea and everything. I'm like, dang, bro, like against that Dallas Mavericks series, he really had nobody next to him to really help him carry on that torch. He was really just cooking all his own, right? So I think the defense isn't too bad. Part of why the Dallas Mavericks was doing so well was mainly because they just kept leaving people wide the hell open. So they were just hitting them shots, right? I think their defense is still solid. I think they need more consistent offense. Now, Caruso's more consistent than freaking Josh Giddey for sure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you need J-Dub to step up. You need Chet to step up to be those guys, and maybe we can really see what they can be. But that's really what I'm looking at with this crew and what they need right now. Caruso's like, they already had a great defense. Now it's just even better. You know, it's just wild.
Hey, Dub, I'm 100% with you. Their offense is what failed them. But I will say this. The fact that they had to ask those questions about, okay, can we fit Giddey in here? Can we play him here? Replacing that skill set with Alex, who can just play more, who can shoot well, and also is a pretty good passer as well. Yeah. Just makes them a more well-rounded team. And the crazy part is, Dub, the bigger point to me, because they didn't give up any draft picks, guess where those draft picks are going? For their next move.
Exactly.
I don't think OKC's done. I think they're getting started.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And this is their first move. Your first move takes off a guy that teams were throwing 2 first-round picks for and players. And you got him for Josh Giddey, a player that you were already probably going to move off of based off of his off-court stuff and how the season was going. That's a steal.
Mm-hmm. And when you look at it, like you said, like Gipta just said what I said at the end of my soliloquy, which was they're not done, bro. Getting Giddey off the team was priority number 1, and you could tell that from the playoffs this year. Like Dub said, it was essentially SGA versus the Mavericks. J-Dub, I think the lights might have been a little bit too bright, or the expectations might have been a little bit too.
He got to learn. That's all. I mean, first postseason run, he gotta break himself in, you know.
And that's something that even we've talked about with like Anthony Edwards. Like he went into this postseason and they're comparing him to Michael Jordan, right? So it's a matter of him having to adapt to that, and then going through. You saw what happened. The Timberwolves were good enough to beat the defending champions, and then once they got to the Western Conference Finals, the first 3 games of that series were close, but the Dallas Mavericks showed their playoff experience or what have you, and Anthony Edwards wasn't able to really answer the bell until it was too late, right? So you look at J-Dub and his situation, you're standing next to SGA, a guy that very well could have won MVP this year, right? So and for Chet as well, this was his first postseason appearance, his first season. So, you know, you look at that and you say, okay, they have the experience now. What do they do? Huh? I have to
So
hear.
why your ear
I have to hear
poking out
stuff.
like that?
If it's like this, I get really loud because I can't hear outside of it. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah.
Interesting.
So think about that.
Okay,
Anyway,
my bad.
point of the matter, I think that they're still not done. I think that they need a big. But I've been preaching that all season. They need a big. They need a big to allow Chet to play the 4, play weak side,
No.
not have to worry about that much.
No.
Isaiah Hardenstein.
Isaiah Hardenstein, perfect,
No.
perfect.
No.
Because think about it,
No.
Dub. If Chet's running the 5 and he's getting bodied by a Nikola
It's
Jokic in a
fine.
preseason, right?
It's fine.
But you bring Isaiah Hardenstein on, he takes on the matchup of Nikola Jokic. Chet gets to play weak side and get the same amount of
I
blocks.
think you can still
The
play Chet at the
the
5,
spacing gets a little bit at odds because of that. What I'm looking for more with Chet, I think he's perfectly fine with playing the 5. They just need him to hit his shots. That way, almost like KP. KP gonna get bodied by Jokic. We all know this. KP gonna get bodied by, I mean, maybe not even, but Cat. But like Jokic and Embiid is probably the only 2 that we're really worried about, right? So like, if there's only 2 players we're really worried about, and only one of those players is in the West in our conference, like I think we could survive with that. And then I think the mismatches he causes offensively with Jokic, where now he has to play in space, is going to be more valuable than just having a big there, because now we need to talk about, okay, how Shea's going to handle that, how J-Dub, we've seen him struggle, how is he even going to handle that with Hartenstein and the paint being more clogged, right? To me, if Chet is just hitting them looks that the Mavericks were giving him, that changes everything. And if let's say if they go up against the Nuggets, yeah, do I think Chet is going to have a hard time containing Jokic? For sure. But they have a much more easier time going through and trying to attack that Nuggets defense with Chet being there at the 5, apart from Hartenstein, where Jokic can now, he could just play drop. He could just play in the rim like he was doing in 2023. And he could cheat on defense to where he really doesn't have to do too much. So my whole thing is we got to make him work. And let's be real, Hartenstein ain't going to – do y'all think Hartenstein going to guard Jokic? Like,
I don't think it's a matter of like locking him up, but like to have somebody of that strength be able to just be a body. That's what, because like Rudy Gobert,
but I think it's even beyond that though, because right, Dub is right. Okay, the shooting and like the advantage they have with Chet at the 5. Yeah, I don't want to take him away from that spot because that does do great things. But that's the thing. Hardenstein to me shows you, especially in the postseason, how versatile he can be. He can legitimately switch on the wings and 4s. To me, it's no problem if you put him at the 4. Okay, he's a rebounding 4. He'll be like what I would say Aaron Gordon is right now in Denver, right? He would be their version of that. And the rebounding bump would take the pressure off of that from Chet to where, okay, there are times where I can be help side, right? He would help Chet out there, but keeping Chet at the 5 to me should be priority 1, because Dub is so correct. The advantage that they had from Shea and Chet was that Chet is a guy who's gonna get that shot off. The thing is, he just has to make it at a higher clip, and we know he can rise overall to that level. To me, you just needed a big that was better than Jalen Williams. Having Jalen Williams, who wasn't really helping you board up.
If we're talking about like just a backup 5 and not moving Chet to the 4, I mean, I'm for that. I think that's fine. I think that's perfectly fine.
I generally believe that you don't have to move him at all to the 4. I think Isaiah Hartenstein can fit in perfectly as a 4/ even backup 5 if you need it. I think that he showed you that his ability to switch on defense. Like, bro, imagine a lineup with Shea, J-Dub, Chet, Alex Caruso, and Isaiah Hartenstein. You can switch 1 through 5.
I'm not trusting Chet guarding some. I'm not trusting Chet to guard Jamal. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, like, if it's a wing ball handler, I'm saying, like you have multiple guys that can give you different looks, especially Isaiah and Chet on the bigs, is what I'm saying. I like that combination of things.
I see your point with Isaiah.
This is what pisses me off about girls, right?
Go ahead.
My bad, bro. But this is what pisses me off. I said what's up earlier on, right? Chilling all day. I don't double text like that. This girl gonna call me right when I'm busy with this shit, man. Like, come on, bro. You gonna call me at the wrong? I had all day for you to talk to me. You call me when I'm in the middle of something, bro. I hit you up already, bro.
How you gonna call me right after Alex Caruso gets traded?
Like, bro, like it pisses me off, man. Like, yo, relax, bro. I hate that shit, man. But my bad. Go ahead, ZZ. That just pissed me off. She calling me right now. Like,
you should have answered it. Just be like, hey, yo.
Why would I answer that? I'm busy.
You gotta. I mean, shit. Like
I got her a check. She know what's up.
Oh, why? He got it like that. I ain't know.
I got her like that for sure.
All right, look. I was just saying. I understand the point of Isaiah Hartenstein coming off the bench. I like that point. And to Dub, to your point about him stretching the floor, I didn't even think about the flip side of him and Jokic matching up in terms of Jokic having to move his feet and play perimeter defense on Chet, who can. I mean, shit. I think Chet's going to only get better from what we saw this year. The things that he was able to do in isolation. I mean, I was sitting there like, shit, if he was a few shades darker, you might think he was Kevin Durant out there. Like literally, that's just. I mean, you look at the game, the way he was getting to his shots, mid range, driving in, just dunking on it. Like he has the whole package. And like y'all said, if he's able to play up to his level, especially if he's getting left open on the 3-point line, right? Yeah. I see your point on that for sure. Should we transition?
Caruso really just got traded. Is crazy, like,
bro. Guys, like. This is so big to me because this is the first domino to fall, and he was involved in so many hypothetical trades for the Lakers, for the Warriors, for a bunch of contending teams, and a team that gets him is a team that was a couple shots away from going to a conference finals this year in the Oklahoma City Thunder. And this is a team with cap space, resources, and they didn't have to give up anything. Yeah,
they had to win a whole nother game. I thought they lost in 6.
No. A couple shots in the series away from being in a conference finals. That not just from their
side. How you
a
couple shots away when you have to win a whole nother game to make like 20 extra shots?
I'm talking about the margins overall.
Yeah.
And the fact that PJ Washington
I'll be a petty.
And not just on their side. The fact that PJ Washington shot 48%. I'll never get this stat in my life. 48% on 8 threes a game in the playoffs against you specifically. PJ Washington, 48% from 3 on 8 attempts in that series. But then from that point on, I'm just saying they were close. But the point is, Caruso is gone now in that. And the funny part is this is really going to trigger the trade market because a lot of people were interested in Alex. He's off the board now. The funny part is the fact that the Bulls let him go for nothing and let him walk. First off, I guarantee that's why Hayes in here
incompetent.
Right now.
Where's Hayes at? I forgot. Where's Hayes at?
He's crashing out right now.
I forgot he's a Bulls fan. This is like I keep telling y'all. This is why Michael Jordan has carried that freaking franchise. He's everything for that franchise, bro. That franchise is nothing short but irrelevant, terrible, idiotic behavior, bro. Forever since they've been a part of the league, they have just been a terrible franchise. The only time when they had to resemble any type of success was when MJ was there to really carry that franchise, bro. And it's still crazy to me. This is the impact of MJ. How that Chicago Bulls franchise can be a terrible franchise for the last 30-something years, bro. Not 30 because MJ retired. He left 98. 24, 25 something years, bro. That team has been fucking garbage, but it's still one of the hottest markets in basketball because of MJ and who that man is. There's no other case for him, for anyone else being the GOAT. LeBron ain't do that for Cleveland. LeBron ain't do that for Cleveland. MJ did that for the Bulls, bro. That's it.
I'll tell you this. My boss literally, swear to God, today at work, he told me, you want to know what franchise I think is the most cursed? I was like, what? He was like, the Bulls. I was like, swear. He was like, because my boss is older. He just turned 50 the other day. He's old enough to have experienced what Dub is alluding to. The mediocrity of this team until Jordan got there. Doug Collins gets fired. Phil Jackson gets fired.
They were all cokeheads and then losing.
Yeah. And then MJ comes along. Not only is the hottest new thing in the league, but for your team, the market, right? You ain't got to market crackheads no more, right? In the middle of the crack, in the decade of the crack epidemic. But whatever. Now you have a guy that led you to 6 championships, 2 3-peats, and is regarded as the greatest of all time, or if not the second best. But all of that and your identity as a team. Think about the teams that have won the most championships all time. Celtics, Lakers, think the Spurs, the Warriors, or whatever.
Spurs, Bulls Warriors, probably going to be in like the top 7 because of who?
I think the Bulls are in the top 5. If you really think about it, the Celtics have 18, the Lakers have 17. The Warriors have what, 5 set? I think
they got 4. They got 5. I know they won. I think they won a couple.
7. I think they have 7 all time. Chat, help me out. I think
I'll check it right now.
Because I swear I saw 7 the other day. But they won. I mean, shit, they won 4 in the last 20 years, so it is what it is. But the Bulls at 6, right? The Spurs at
Oh, they're
5.
third.
The Warriors are third, right?
No, the Warriors they got 7.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
7 rings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bulls are 4th with 6. They got more than the Spurs, bro.
And that all comes from
It all comes from one man.
That's
It literally all comes from one man. This
Yeah.
man literally, bro. I'm tired of this
Bro,
shit,
listen,
man. The Bulls are a terrible franchise.
Listen, I don't think Hayes is gonna be here today. I cannot wait for next episode because I really got to get his perspective because y'all got to understand the Bulls have not made a trade move in damn near a decade, right? And your first move to come outside is to trade one of your most valued assets in the league, where people not even a week ago, Dub, were offering first round picks for Josh Giddey straight up. And also, Dub, here's insult to injury, right? OKC, right? Let's say you are OKC. That means I called you. I know you have the most draft picks of any team. If any team can say, fuck it, I got 45 draft picks, they got it. You can't get one? Bro, Dub did Jedi mind tricks on me to make me say, ooh, Josh Giddey all-star. I don't need any picks. I'll take Josh. No, listen, y'all laughing. In Woj's report, he literally said the Bulls view him as a younger guard that has all-star potential. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's how they broke him down.
I think Giddey will be a good player. I think
he'll be good over there. But like,
to your point, you don't even get a draft pick, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even get a draft pick where so many teams were willing to give you a draft pick. Like, it's like, bro, how incompetent are you? Trash ass organization, bro. Hate the Bulls, bro. I always
real quick. We have a $5 super chat from the Tribe One. Will OKC keep Alex or use him with someone else to get either a star or a 3-and-D plus type player like Mikal? Great move by OKC. No,
they're keeping.
They're going to keep him. Yeah,
yeah. There's no reason to really go into moves like that. For Mikal, where, I mean, how much better do they become with Mikal Bridges there? I think he's still great, but it's not like they go through a whole.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Dub. You just talked about how they're leaving guys open and they're not knocking down shots.
I think they're way better with Mikal.
If Mikal Bridges is there, talk about 3-and-D.
Caruso can hit.
He can.
Well, he can, but I'm saying like
Mikal,
the volume.
Yeah,
I think offensively compared to Alex
Mikal.
is just different, and also he's younger too.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I can see that. I can see that work. I can see Mikal Bridges.
When's his contract up? When these guys' contracts up though?
Caruso has 1 year left on his deal.
1 year.
Yeah, he has an $80 million contract extension that is coming up, and OKC plans to move with him as a part of their team in the future. That's what it said in the Woj tweet earlier.
Yeah, Bridges contract he got this year, and then I think one more year as well. Alex Caruso, I could show y'all actually right here. I'm looking it up right now. Hold up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we need to bring screen share.
I forgot about that. Caruso did come up under Mark D. I forgot about that. That's true.
Yeah, this is it right here.
Bet.
I'll bet.
I bet it up. You good?
Yeah, like So he has this year, but at $9 million.
Yeah.
So he's at $9 million, which is
they're gonna extend him. Yeah.
They will extend him, but $9 million this year. You have freedom
great value for this year. You gotta do. Yeah.
They have $30 million in cap space.
Yeah, you could get a Jimmy Butler on top of Alex Caruso. How we feel about that?
But Dub, that is why we said they're not done. They bro, if you're OKC, right? And again, I'm a fan of giving front offices credit where it's deserved, because to me, this offseason, y'all, is going to be a test of whose front office is really good. Because this is a draft where we don't have a whole bunch of like Zions, Wemby's, Jaws. This is a draft where we have very good rotational role players that have a clear ceiling, but their floor is higher than most other drafts. What are you going to do? What are the trades that are going to be made? There's not going to be a bunch of overall big names on the board, at least on paper. What are you going to do? And for OKC to instantly come out, get Caruso, still have cap to get even better players, and lose no assets whatsoever, there's no way in hell this is a loss of a trade for OKC. Even if Josh Giddey thrives, he would never have thrived the same way he did on OKC because of Shea, J-Dub, and Shea. It wouldn't happen that way.
In my mind, to throw the Bulls some bail, after just realizing, I mean, this is the last year of his contract. How many teams was really willing to give a first-round pick for a one-year rental?
But that no. But dub. That's why I cannot give him bail. That's why you do it earlier. You do it a year earlier when you weren't going anywhere anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
I agree.
They had so much time to trade him.
I was just trying to play devil's advocate, bro. This is just a trash. I can't even play
devil's advocate with that. Listen. You can't play devil's advocate when Alex Caruso and Zach LaVine have been in trade talks for 2 straight years now, and you had a chance this offseason to do it. You had a chance at the deadline to do it, and you didn't. You did not get it done.
And remember, this is the same Bulls team that once picked Fred Hoiberg over Jimmy Butler. Remember that shit.
Yeah.
Also, side note, Caruso was number 1 in the league in deflections this year. Shea was number 1 in the league in steals this year.
Very good defender. That's what I'm saying.
like, just think about that. Now think about that, chat, and then ask yourself: do you think Oklahoma City would consider keeping and re-signing that? Right? Because he shot 41% from 3 this year. Right? Second team all defense. Motherfucker won the Hustle Award.
And the other part of the trade that's super underrated, because again, I try to really view trades from every lens possible. I think Alex, as a vet who won a championship, who is one of the best overall defenders in the league, I think his impact on the team is going to be very good. It's always good to have a vet who's actually good at basketball there. And more importantly, for a young developing player like a Cason Wallace, who also projects to be a very good defender, you get to learn from Alex as well. Like, it's just a great fit all around. Even if Josh Giddey pops off again, I look at it as, okay, well, if we're wrong, right, and Josh Giddey becomes that all-star player, you can't say OKC lost, because Josh Giddey's opportunity would never have been like that in OKC. So for their situation, it's a win no matter what to me.
So I'm with Gifted here, where this trade right here, like a lot of trades, right? This trade right here is a trade where it's like only time will tell if this is going to work out or not. Like only time will tell if this is something that's going to be good for us, right? At least in my mind, the way I look at it, in any type of business you run, sometimes you just got to do it. Like sometimes you got to take that risk and take that chance. I mean, that's when the teams, make their names, when they take risk. You feel me? So this is just a risk the Bulls is taking, that they got to roll the dice, and it is what it is. We got to see what happens. But at the end of the day, bro, you're not even getting a first round, because I won't get off that. You're not even getting a first or a second round pick for this pick.
Is crazy.
It's still a loss for me. That's crazy.
You can't get not 1 second. Like
just one. God. We just need one. Not one. That's incompetence right there.
It's not like y'all aren't in need of it. That's the part that
exactly. Shout out to Kobe White.
Yeah.
But wait though, because that's my other question, right? Because Kobe White had a breakout year. How do y'all feel about the next 5 years of Kobe White and Josh Giddey as a backcourt?
I don't think that's bad. It's not great. It's not great.
Okay. Because I'm like,
it's not great. It's not bad.
The question is, which seed are they going to be in the play-in race? That's what seed we have to ask ourselves.
Oh God, what seed?
That's what we got to ask ourselves. Are they going to be a 10th seed, a 9th seed?
I need you to understand the reason why this team was somewhat feisty is defensively they had. Yeah, bro. Even when they were good, like maybe 3 years ago, it was because I'm gonna say the wrong name. Holy shit. No. Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso were so good defensively. They had the Bulls as a top 10 defense team. With DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and Nikola Vucevic. They were a top 10 defensive team. If you're telling me Lonzo Ball is gone, because in the article it also said that they were looking to replace Lonzo Ball and they found their point guard replacement with Josh Giddey. So if you're telling me Lonzo's out the door hypothetically, which he's already been gone for some time, and now you have no Alex, the only defensive player left on this roster becomes Ayo Dosunmu. Really?
Who?
And maybe Patrick Williams. Huh?
Who?
What?
Who did you say? I didn't hear it.
Oh, My fault. Ayo DeSumo.
You don't think what's the big man name? Okongwu? I think he's a pretty solid defender.
Isn't he on the Hawks?
Huh?
Okongwu. And
Yeah.
Yeke Okongwu.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm tripping. I'm fucking up too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, it's only like two real like positive defenders outside of the Bucks trade that they did to get damn it, what's his name? They traded for him last offseason. He was also pretty good at the POA.
Who you talking about? The Bulls?
Yeah, the Bulls traded. No, sorry, he signed there in free agency. The guard used to play for the Bucks. Not a bad shooter either. Pretty good POA defender. What was his name?
Connington?
No, he's black. He's black. He's not too tall.
Who do you? Oh, you said he used to play for the Bucks?
Yes, last year, and then he signed with the Bulls this year. There it is, right there. Javon Carter. Yeah. So it's basically Ayo DeSumo. It would be Javon Carter, and it would be Patrick Williams. To me, those are like the three best overall defensive players right now.
Yeah, the fact that you're bringing up Javon Carter in this, I'm good off that.
But I'm just saying, I have to dig that deep. Like I don't know.
Well, you were digging deep with Javon Carter. I didn't even know. I was about to say Jay Crowder. I'm like defender. I'm like, what the hell? Javon Carter ain't a defender like that. He's just a hustle guy, bro.
He is a hustle guy. There's a difference, and you know what it is, Gifted. You know.
That's a max difference
between.
I've seen him have very good impact defensively, but not at that level. Obviously, I'm not gonna guess. Yeah. You know. But.
Hey, can we please get into the topic of this video?
Okay. Yes. Yes. I just sure.
Yo, bro, LeBron's a piece of shit, bro. I'm tired of this, bro. I'm really tired of this, bro. Like I'm so fed up. I'm done, bro. I can't deal with this no more, man. Like,
are you done, Dub?
Bro, this is such a. I've been done actually, bro. But bro, this is just such a bad freaking look, bro. The man you're doing podcasts with, you got him a job, bro. You got this man a job, and you really want to sit here and have people believe that you don't have a hand in the front office, bro. You've been trying to have LeBron fans sell that for years now. Who? Rich Paul saying LeBron ain't got nothing to do with that. Why we keep talking about LeBron? Why we keep doing this? Why everyone talk about LeBron making moves? Bro, they keep doing what you want. They fired David Blatt. They formed the in 2018, they tried to form the 2011 super team, but guess what? No, they were all too old, so it didn't work out. So you had to trade all of them. Then you went to go get Darvin Ham, didn't work out. Then you got JJ Redick. There's rumors about you tampering to get AD. You want people to not believe that you have a hand in the front office, but here you go. Everything you do is alluding to the fact that you have a hand in the front office, bro. So in my head, it's like, bro, you can't sit here and have both sides, bro. It's either one or the other. It's either you have it or you don't. And you have done nothing. You have done nothing at all to prove that you don't have a hand in this, bro. It's le GM. This is just a fact. And the fact that JJ is getting a job is just more of a reason to that, bro.
That's what it is. Like, you wonder why people call LeBron the GOAT. He's not only could he potentially be the greatest player of all time, but he might be the greatest GM. Undercover.
How is he the greatest GM? He lost 6 finals.
He won 4 of them and went to 10. That's why.
You got to get to the finals.
He was battling a weak East Conference, bro. When he's actually in a conference with comp, that le GM shit only worked once.
I mean, yeah.
Am I lying? Gifted, am I lying?
The thing that annoys me the most about
he wanted Ross and DeMar. Both of them was bad.
No, Doug.
They were both bad.
That's what I'm about to say. The one thing that I hate that Bron fans will never give LeBron any sort of flack for is that Russell Westbrook trade. Because you heard it. You've heard it since it happened. LeBron was the one that was like, "Yep, I want Russ," because they wanted to get DeMar originally. Both were bad options. Fair. But I think the Lakers were targeting DeMar first, and LeBron was the one who was like, "Hey, yo, let me get Russ. How about Russ?" And then, boom, that turns into a disaster and ruins the franchise for a year and a half.
Go
ahead.
I want the LeBron fans to know this. It's how stupid y'all sound. LeBron wanted DeMar over to us. Cool. It's almost like Gifted. When you're a child, you can't get a Reese's peanut butter cup because your mom said no. I'm fine with still taking the Snickers though. Right? I'm fine with still taking the Snickers. That's what happened. He wanted DeMar. They was like, I'm not sure about that. I'm cool with taking Russ. Like, let's not act as if he didn't want Russ because he was the one that tweeted. Am I tripping? But didn't he freaking tweet? Oh, man.
Keep talking about our age.
Keep talking about my team and see what happens later on in the season. And they were fucking in the play-in, bro. You telling me he didn't want him?
I think the worst part about that story is like, bro, Brian, don't delete the tweet. It's cool.
Oh, yeah, bro. You can't do that.
Listen, it'd be funny as hell when you delete tweet because, nigga, we see the tweet below and say tweet deleted. Like we still see it. I don't know. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I don't really dabble into the LGM thing. Mainly because of this, right? I feel like we'll never know the full split in terms of how much control a player has. I think that there have been clear things that this LA front office has done that have not aligned with what LeBron wants, but they've also have coddled LeBron a lot. And you're a fool to act like he doesn't have any influence in the front office at all. What I'm looking at more than anything, bro, is you got JJ Redick now. We talked about this for weeks, right, Dub? Mm-hmm. JJ Redick could be a good coach. Again, we can't just say he'll be bad. We don't know. But the point is, you're bringing in a rookie head coach into a situation where you have to win now. They're bringing in leadership. And what else did we talk about? Guess who they're targeting? Rondo. They want him on the roster. And I like Rondo, right? Mm-hmm. I like Rondo. I respect Rondo. But again, if you're Rondo, do you have to respect JJ Redick? When you have the same amount of NBA head coaching experience? Like, that could go good or bad. I don't know, right? I like to try to have an open mind. This doesn't mean anything without the roster significantly changing and being better. The Lakers are not a good roster. Mm-hmm. JJ can do as many things as overall he wants. You're going to still win or lose games based off the players that you have and his adjustments and rotations during the regular season with these players. So that's what I want to see. But seeing JJ Redick officially become the head coach, I'm just excited. I just want to see how it plays out. Okay?
No, me too. Me too.
Good or bad.
But how many times? Like,
no, Dub, you're right, Dub.
How many times does that even work out? Especially with Gifted said a great point here.
Uh-huh.
It's a rookie head coach with a roster that needs to change. The roster is not a good enough roster, bro. So you're putting a rookie head coach along. They talking about look for a team with more experience. What experience Rondo fucking have? Let's be real. Love Rondo to death. I think he's a smart, great basketball mind and player. He ain't got no experience either. What happens when they drawing up plays and Rondo's like, bruh, you were just a shooter. I was actually handling this. Shut the hell up. Mm-hmm. That can happen. Like, let's be real. I'm not a fan of it, bro.
Here's my thing. Go ahead, read the super chat, then I'll get into compare him to other GMs. He's lapping the field outside of the Warriors. The GM is elite. He got some misses, but he got Love, he got AD, and he got JJ. And guess who we got? Hayes. Hayes is in the building.
Fuck that Lakers talk.
Yeah, fuck the Lakers talk.
Yo, if you wasn't with a shooting in the gym, take that goddamn hat off,
yes,
bro.
Sir.
You just shitting on your franchise, bro. What's wrong with your team, bro?
I got my D-Rose. Listen, I got my D-Rose in the closet.
You like the Giddey trade?
All right, it's not a bad trade. Let me lay out why this. It's not a great trade either. Let me be clear here. The fact of the matter is this, is that the Bulls had to pick a direction, and every trade isn't meant to get you better right in that moment. It's sometimes meant to maybe take a step back to get better. Alex Caruso is an aspiring player that's over the age of 30 at this point who can't stay healthy. I love Alex Caruso for what he brings intensity defense-wise. If we were a team that had the chance of making it out the second round, you don't let Alex Caruso go. This is a team that also the Chicago Bulls don't own their own first-round pick next year outright. And by getting younger and thus getting worse, you increase your chances to keep a top 10 pick in what's supposed to be the most deep draft in the next 5 years. A pick in the 20s in next year's draft is a pick that's probably going to be better than somebody taken in the top 10 in this year's draft. So because of that, in the Bulls actually getting younger, and even with Josh Giddey, he's a very flawed player. But he's a 21-year-old player that still has some upside. That's an expiring contract at the end of this year, goes into restricted free agency. You don't have to keep him around. But because you've gotten some type of value back, whether you decide to sign and trade him, move him later at the deadline, whatever else it is, the Bulls have now increased their own chance to keep their top 10 pick next year. And that's sometime what it's about.
Okay.
It's not about the right now.
You couldn't get another pick.
That's what I'm saying.
Not. For an expiring contract in Alex Caruso? Honestly, probably not. And that's why I said you probably could have got a pick in this year's draft, but it's more important. Next year's draft is way more important than this year's draft.
Okay.
Watch that pick be a flop too.
So
that's
hey,
just what the Bulls do.
I mean, that's trusting AK and Eversley to pick correctly, which is a whole different conversation.
Right. Yeah.
That's a whole different conversation.
So I'll let you know real quick what my thoughts were, Hayes. I felt like this was in.
Why is Dub dressed like the crocodile hunter though? What's going on here, bro?
Actually, I didn't ask him about that.
Oh,
what?
Hunting these hoes.
So, yeah.
Well, you ain't doing a good job, Dub. At some point, you like if you hunting them, bro, like you gotta have something. Like you ain't got no trophies hanging up. Where's the draws or something, bro? You gotta show
the trophies in my phone.
No, that ain't no trophy.
He
Bro.
did say that.
You could have downloaded that from Twitter. That don't count. Go ahead.
It's called rewatch value.
Go ahead, Gift.
Rewatch value. Okay. Yeah. So I felt very torn about this. All right. I'm not gonna lie to you. Upon looking at it, I feel like this was incompetence from the Bulls from the perspective that sure, right? If you want to say that he wouldn't have had much value having only one more season left, my problem with that is you had ample opportunity to trade him for higher returns. There were teams that were offering first round picks for Alex in the season and even before the season. Not making the move earlier put yourself in a position to where you're now hamstrung. However, getting back Josh Giddey, I'm not going to act like there's no chance that he will be a better player. I think he'll be a better Bull than he was a Thunder, mainly because the situation in OKC had a ton of ball handlers, a ton of guys that were better having the ball in their hands, and Josh Giddey off ball wasn't maximized to his skill set. I do feel like in Chicago, having the ball in his hands more, he'll be able to have better overall production. But my problem with this is doing a trade of this magnitude where you give up a guy that was in multiple mock trades for other teams with draft picks, all of that. For you to get no draft capital back at all whatsoever, it puts more pressure on Josh Giddey to have to be that true player that you feel like can actually be a part of the Bulls' young core moving forward. Can he be that sure?
The only reason I don't agree with that is because, I mean, yeah, or is it Josh Giddey's under pressure either to be on a team that has championship aspirations or he goes to the Chicago Bulls team that everybody expects us to suck anyway. And unfortunately, and I get it that not everybody's going to agree with this, but like to get drafted, Josh Giddey in this draft would have been a top 5 pick, maybe even top 3. In this draft, he would have been that.
Okay.
Well, what pick was he in his own draft?
He was number 6 in his own draft.
Yeah, I mean, he's a high level prospect.
So it's not like the Bulls got no value. They got a much of the same discourse around Josh Giddey reminds me of 2 years ago when people were saying the Bulls should have traded Kobe White straight up for Miles Turner, and now like Kobe White developed. Players aren't done developing at 21 years old. But like I said, even if that's not part of the mainstream plan, I tell you what, if this trade and as far as the next sequence of moves ends up with the Bulls getting a pick in the top 10 of next year's draft, it was more than
you'll take it.
Me. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So
listen,
that part is fair.
I just went through memory lane for the Chicago Bulls and how MJ been carrying that franchise, bro, and how his legacy's carried that franchise. That franchise one of the hottest markets because of MJ, bro. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be real with you. Trash ass organization.
No, you really can't say that because when we watch Bulls games, you're like, oh, who's that player? Oh, what? When we were on playback, you're just going off narrative.
You're lying, like, and I know you're lying,
bro.
You're lying to me.
You literally like, oh, Kobe White does that. Oh, like, bro, you don't watch Bulls games. That's not true. Dub, you don't watch Bulls games, bro. Don't get me started on that, bro. You're lying to yourself.
Kobe was better than Tyrese Maxey.
Bro, no, you did not, bro. Go back and watch that stream, bro. No, you did not.
You're a lie.
Go back and watch the stream.
You're lying to me.
Dub,
I'm not gonna lie to before Hayes joined. Listen, okay, Hayes. Before you join, like, all right, let's evaluate like the best defensive players left on this roster. If we're assuming there's no Lonzo Ball and there is no Caruso, which are big pieces of why they were, in a whole lot of games. And he brought up Okongwu. I'm like, he's on the.
I got the colors.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like the thing. I love that.
You lie. Yo, clear. Hey, why are you always lying about what I say though?
You always start talking so much when somebody's cooking you. Shut the fuck up.
You never bring the evidence. You lying about what you say.
I love Dub. My disagreements with this dude, I have no problems with Dub as a man. But at the end of the day, Dub if you notice, Dub never admits when he's on the wrong side of anything.
That's
Never.
not true.
He has no accountability for anything in his life.
Like,
So again, you have two people to say you're lying about me. You're constantly lying about me.
About the Mavericks.
You have this is what people do, guys. This is what people do. They already have opinions about who somebody is beforehand, and regardless of what they show you, they're gonna run with it no matter what, regardless of what people show you. And that's what Hayes is doing. He's been doing it ever since we've been on the show. It is what it is. He's just constantly lying, constantly saying things I've never said, lying about things I said. How I said Kobe White was better than Tyrese Maxey. Just is what it is, man. You're just lying on my name.
Get out of here with that, Dub. Like, if you want to talk about other people, the comment section of almost every video we have is filled with people calling out you for your bullshit. So get off of me with that, Dub. Like
that's what they do.
It's okay,
that's the role I take. That's the role I take.
Light skin syndrome.
That's
it's
the
cool.
role I take, Hayes.
It's
cool. I know it. And people like you feed into the madness, bro. You're doing exactly what I want.
Ignore you
and you lying about me. It's cool to lie about me. Everyone lies about me. It's cool. That's what you do.
Everybody's saying the same shit. It's not everybody. It's you sometimes, Drake.
You're a liar, bro.
Okay, bro.
It is what it is.
Okay. And you're a fool. So we cool.
Cool. I'm a fool and I'm straight.
Are you straight? Because that's doubtful too. With your dubs.
No. We're not going there. We're not going there. We're going hard pivot.
Put your glasses back on so I can recognize you, bro.
Come on.
Not the glasses.
Put your glasses back on so I can recognize you. I don't know who I'm talking to right now.
You know you're talking to. You already said it, so you can't take that back.
I forgot. Because this is the person I've been talking to for a few weeks now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I love this show so much. I love Hayes. I love Dub. I'm gifted. I can stand Jalen from time to time. But look, Hayes, I do want to get your thoughts on the JJ Redick shit because I ain't even get mine yet. But granted, we just went through the Bulls thing and we were talking about that trade for like 20 minutes, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was so locked in on that.
Gifted was W gifted. Hayes, what's your take on the JJ Redick thing? We've been like hitting at it for weeks, but now
it's the same thing that we said when it was a possibility. Like, I think that JJ Redick can be a damn good coach in the NBA. I don't know if the Lakers is the right franchise for it because I don't know if they're going to have patience that's needed for a first-time head coach to go through the things that a lot of first-time head coaches go through. And it's not like Steve Kerr, who inherited a situation which he was already a GM, and I think he was on the back end of somebody's bench, but at the same time, he inherited a situation where Mark Jackson did a lot of the development as far as teaching them what it took to win. And Steve Kerr was able to come in and build off that. You're coming to a franchise and an organization that has shown, at least in the last decade, has zero patience when it comes to head coaches. And that's what I'm worried. I'm not the JJ Redick part of it. I think that JJ is going to develop into a damn good coach. He's too smart. He knows the X's and O's too well, I think, to be a terrible coach. He's going to be a good head coach. We've seen a lot of good head coaches get fired, but I just don't know if the Lakers are going to have the patience needed for JJ Redick with also where their roster is. So
exactly. That's literally what Gifted said. Literally, JJ Redick, he might be the right fit for the position, but he might not have the right team. And that's the thing. I agree with you, Hayes, on the point of I think JJ Redick could be an excellent coach in the league. As a matter of fact, like 20 minutes after the shit dropped, I texted in one of the group chats. I was like, yo, who's going to have a longer coaching career, JJ Redick or Steve Nash? Everybody was like, JJ Redick. So, like, when you look at it from the standpoint of being, I'd look at it from a standpoint of just being tapped in general, right? Steve Nash, to his credit, you know, he was on the back end of some benches too, especially in Golden State, working with Kevin Durant, player development and all that. JJ Redick's tapped into the analyst side. He did a podcast with the franchise player, right? He's color commentating in the finals. So he's tapped in to an extent. But like y'all just said, it's all about the roster construction. And the biggest point that Hayes said that I agree with is the patience of the Los Angeles Lakers. Since Phil Jackson departed in 2011, I think they've had 7 to 8 different coaches, right? And in that span of time, the one coach that coached the most games was Luke Walton, my nigga. So Luke Walton was able to coach more games than Darvin Ham, than Mike D'Antoni, than Byron Scott. He was able to coach more games than all of them. And honestly, you can make an argument that he was the worst coach out of all of them, maybe, right? But for some reason, they had patience with Luke Walton. And that was in the years where they were just bottom feeding. I mean, waiting on somebody to come save LeBron. So
when did Luke Walton get fired again?
I think, but right before the
2019
season. Yeah, 2019. Yeah,
it might have been 2019.
It was before LeBron got there, right?
Well,
LeBron was there. LeBron was there,
and then he got fired for Frank Vogel.
Yeah,
interesting.
Diving more deep into that point, Frank Vogel gets fired a year after winning a championship with this squad. And my thing is, I still question the firing to this day because at the end of the day, the only reason that the Lakers mainly lost the next year in the first round
because their roster wasn't the same roster that they had with Vogel that wanted. Yeah,
exactly that, and injuries to their best two players throughout the second half.
That
of the
too.
season. So
yeah.
my question is, Rob Pelinka, Genie, what's going on? What my man's do? Is he at fault for Anthony Davis getting injured in the playoff series? Is he at fault for LeBron getting injured down the stretch of the regular season? No, right? So then they hit the panic button, and I think Dub has alluded to it before on the show. Like, it's much easier to get rid of the coach than a player specifically, right? It's much easier to use the coach as a scapegoat. I get that, fine, but even to the point of like, I remember the one time I've ever defended Doc Rivers was after his last season in Philadelphia. At the end of that. Because you remember in the post-game press conference, Joel Embiid and James Harden, who had less points in the game than Tobias Harris, were sitting up there talking about hey, we can't do it by ourselves. Nigga, what are you talking about? And then Doc Rivers gets the boot because y'all didn't show up in the game.
That's right. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Now,
crazy.
the only time, clip that shit. That's the only time that I will ever clip up, that I will ever stick up for Doc Rivers. Because in that situation, I'm like, I'm not going to lie to you. At the end of the day, Joel Embiid gave you less than 20 points, and so did James Harden, and those are your biggest stars. Those are your biggest stars. Tobias motherfucking Harris, a.k.a. we got Jimmy Butler at home, went out there and gave you a better production than Joel Embiid and James Harden. That's a problem. But they're going to scapegoat Doc Rivers, right? So my thing is,
hey, look, be careful about scapegoat Doc Rivers. I ain't going to fuck that.
Look.
I didn't know. I didn't see his ass play all best lineup in Game 7. No, that is Doc Rivers. I'm not giving him no bail on that.
However, in that one game, if I had to get this nigga the slightest bit of not the accountability of the reason why they lost, in that game, I remember watching that game. I'm like, dude, if you're the coach, what are you going to say? If Joel Embiid is shooting like 5 of 18 and James Harden is once again choking in an elimination game, what are you supposed to do? He said, go out there, Tobias, show me what you got.
I mean, what you're supposed to do is make the other adjustments in the games before so you don't go to a Game 7.
That is true.
Game 6.
That is true.
That is true. Coach before that. Now it's like, oh shit, we lost because of these two guys. And again, players matter more than coaches. I agree. Right. But Doc Rivers has shown me so many times he's an ass coach. I don't care about that. Like
at the same time,
I'm not going with Doc.
At the same time, he's been dealt a bad hand too a lot of the times, right? When he blew that 3-1 lead versus the Pistons, right? With Tracy McGrady and Orlando Magic. That team wasn't even supposed to be up there. And people don't talk about how Tracy just completely did a 180 and he went from playing great to playing terrible, right? We're gonna talk about how Ben Simmons not wanting to play. Ben Simmons not wanting to take a dunk on Trae Young. Ben Simmons not being aggressive. And the fit of Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, I was saying, I think the second year after they were playing together, nah, this is not going to work out. It was terrible, right?
And the Clippers, all those takes are good, right? All those takes are good until I tell you the statement that this nigga Doc Rivers in a Game 7 played all of his players. No Embiid, no Simmons, no all bench lineup in a Game 7 where you're trying to win. Not even mentioning the multiple 20-point leads they had in the series where his ass didn't call a timeout, didn't make no adjustment. They saw the same coverage, and the Hawks beat you. That's not just a product of Ben Simmons. I'm not bad and gifted. I'm not saying it's just that, right? What I'm saying is it's a bit of, I think there's a fine line between both. Where that's where the truth is, right? And with Doc Rivers, at the same time, there's a lot of things to criticize him of. At the same time, there's a lot of things to criticize those players that he's had. I agree.
Yes. Two things can be true at the same time. And that's so often in conversations about sports, we act like, not us on this panel, we're too intelligent for that, but we act like, a lot of people act like it has to be one thing or the other. No, two things can be true at the same time.
It's a lot of nuance to shit, yeah.
And definitely with Doc Rivers gifted, I'm listening to every single point you got because there is fault both ways.
I do not like that, man. I don't watch
Doc Rivers. Bro. Doc Rivers is there's not much difference between Doc Rivers, Coach Bud, and Billy Donovan. The difference is that it's their rosters. They're really not. People make the conversation all the time. So many Bulls fans we should have got Doc Rivers. I'm like, so you wanted black Billy Donovan? That's all that is.
The thing with Doc that I'll say is this, and this is something that a lot of coaches fall under. He just get very stubborn. To the point where he's just gonna keep doing the same thing over and over again. And eventually it's going to work, right? I mean, I think anything like in a 48-minute game, you keep doing the same thing over and over again, it's going to eventually work, right? And that's his problem. Like, he just gets stubborn in that mindset, and he just doesn't really know how to just shift gears where, you know, maybe I shouldn't be giving these touches to Ben Simmons, or maybe I shouldn't be having Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons right next to each other in the paint where it's crowding everything, right? So, like, it's a lot of that where he gets stubborn, but at the same time, I've seen a lot of coaches do the same thing and win. So it's on him, and it's also on the players. It's both to me.
So let me ask y'all this question: on JJ Redick's coaching years, he got 4. How many is he gonna actually be there for? Over under? I'm gonna say 2.5.
Right? 2.5 is a tough ass over under, man. I don't know. You might lower that shit.
I'll say this. He gets 2 if LeBron's there the whole time. If LeBron leaves, he'll get all 4.
Okay.
I like that take. Yeah.
I have no clue.
Nah, I actually don't know.
I really have no clue. I don't know I don't know.
Bro, how crazy would it be if, like, mid-season they fired JJ Redick, Dan Hurley becomes available, and then they just
Dan Hurley not taking that though. Like, and this is where I get where Dan Hurley's at. Like, bro, he coached it in college. His
ain't no shame in Dan Hurley at all. He's a god in college. A god
exactly.
Right now.
Like, there's no reason he's gonna live a couple. Like, bro, like once you making what? How much money he making in this contract right now with the college?
10 million, I think.
Something like that. I think it's like a 3-year, 36 deal.
36 mil.
I believe so.
Oh, you're making that much money. You're living a comfortable life. You don't.
That can't be right.
Maybe not 3 year. Maybe 6 year, 36. No.
In June, he signed that can't be right.
What?
6 years, 50 million. There you go. That's
he got 6 years, 50 million with UConn.
6 years,
that's
50
good.
million. That's
so, bro. That's the thing. Like, you getting that bread, and I get it's more for the Lakers, but at the bro, 50 mil, bro. Even couldn't have 25 mil.
Keep in mind, in college, a head coach isn't just a coach in college. They basically are the GM and the coach.
All in it. They control everything.
Like he just him and the athletic director. That's it, bro. Like, he runs that show. So
they're the face of the college, and they make they have the input on the roster that they coach, the coaching that they want to do, who's gonna get time, who won't, who they side, who they go out and recruit to be on the roster. They have everything. You don't have that in the NBA.
Great point from Gravy here too. And it ain't 82 games.
That's a great point.
That is another one. Mm-hmm. And I think what he did was, I honestly think what he did was, like, he entertained that Lakers coaching job so that he could better his deal with college.
That's basically exactly what happened.
And then now I get 50 mil, and it's like, bro, like, I'm good. Like, I could do what I don't have to worry about big ass egos because it's nothing but young guys out of high school, so they're gonna listen to me. Everyone loves me over here, bro. Why am I going to? There's no reason for me to go.
Do we know how much JJ got paid?
Because
do we know how much?
No, we don't. It hasn't dropped yet. Here, trust me. I am pocket watching like a motherfucker. Let me tell you something right now, right? God. If they like, I hear everything Dub is saying. Dub, I 100% agree. But here's my thing. I think he went in thinking, okay, I'm gonna get them to raise my current contract. But at the same time, the Lakers didn't fully go with the bluff. They didn't challenge him and say, all right, here's 70 million. Yes or no. They didn't offer him 70. So it was easy for him to walk away. But I'm saying, imagine if they legitimately offered the man the ridiculous money he was offering for. Now it's like, okay, now ball's in your court. Now it's a tough decision he has to make. They only offered 0.6 million more than Kentucky, which is another college.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Look,
they lowballed him.
I'll tell you this much. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they tried to pick the man's coaching staff as in a part, put that into the negotiation.
They wanted to pick his coaching staff?
If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, nah, come on.
What are we doing?
You can't tell somebody tell somebody that's coming from college, and you don't get no input on the roster, and you don't get to pick your assistants, and you gotta come
paying me the money I'm looking for either.
The Lakers fucked that up.
Bro, zero. Listen, you can Google this shit too, y'all. Kentucky offered him $0.6 million less than the Lakers did. Kentucky $0.6 million less.
Hey, hold on. Like, football, stop leaving the same goddamn comment, bro. Like, we see it, bro. We see it, bro. Like, come on, bro. That's like the 10th time we're leaving the same comment, bro.
The worst trade in NBA history.
This ain't the worst trade in NBA history. history. Like, calm down, bro. Like, do
It's
y'all
not worse, but it just feels so.
do you realize that the
incompetent.
Brooklyn Nets just stopped paying off their trade to the Boston Celtics for KG and
Yeah,
Paul
that
Pierce,
was
like last year?
That's up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's chill, bro.
It's not the
Nah.
worst. Come on. No,
Yeah.
it's not that.
But it is puzzling. But nonetheless, I'll say this too. And I was alluding to this the last time I was on here, and it was just me for the show. But I was just saying how I hate the college. I mean, not the college coach, the NBA coaching like system or the environment that they put in place. Because I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, man, the biggest. Imagine if either of us got offered a coaching job, right? Our first priority, no matter what the team is trying to build a culture. When you think about all of the coaches that have stuck around for years, the Spos, the Popoviches, the Curves, what have you, they've built a culture. So they've had the ability for GMs to sit back and say, I have faith in you, right? Spo has won championships for the Heat. Popovich, don't get me started. Steve Kerr inherited something that the blueprint or the foundation was laid down upon by Mark Jackson and won 4 championships out of it, right? So then when you look at the other coaches, the one and doneers, right? Like Nick Nurse, like Frank Vogel, and you're sitting there and you're wondering, why are they getting let go? They're not even getting time enough to build a culture. With Nick Nurse, in his case, they won a championship in 2021. Nick Nurse got fired, what, a year and a half later? Or was it a year later?
I think it was a year later.
I think it was a year later, right? And then you look at I already mentioned Frank Vogel wins a championship. The next year they lose multiple players from the championship team and get hurt, and then he gets fired. So you don't have time to build a culture. With this JJ Redick hire, my thought process, hopefully it matches the Lakers front office, is that you understand that LeBron James is here on limited time. So forget the relationship that y'all may have been able to develop in a 4-month time span of doing a podcast together. LeBron is on his way out the door. He's 40. So you still have Anthony Davis locked up long term. So JJ Redick, it's about winning now and then setting up to build off of that later, long term. Because at the end of the day, like, he has a 4-year deal. We don't know what the money's looking like, but we do know that LeBron is on the tail end of his career, looking to play with his son. Anthony Davis got the extension. Right. We know that the team still needs work. So a lot of this shit is going to fall on the simple fact of what JJ Redick will have available to him. Because here's the thing.
Correct.
I'll say this too. The people that crucified Darvin Ham, whether you love Darvin Ham or you hate him, and I have very mixed feelings about him as a coach. But making the Western Conference Finals in your first year, and then the next year losing to the team that beat you the previous year, right? While leading the series in minutes led, like, for him to be given the boot off of that makes me think, okay, what is JJ Redick going to have to do in his first 2 years here with this team in order to, be respected long term by the front office or what have, maybe even like your fans. But for JJ, you look at what Darvin Ham did in his 2-year run. JJ coming in, he's going to have to do something. You ain't going to be able to just make it into the play-in and then lose in the first round and that be it. Like Hayes said, the Lakers have no patience. And it is annoying because in the last, 13, 14 years, that patience has cost them on culture. They were able to build off of that in 2020. Fantastic team all the way around. I think, bubble or not, the Lakers were still going to win the championship that year. However, building upon that, and then why not keep Frank Vogel around? You have, at least, if you don't have the same team as the previous year, you at least have LeBron and Anthony Davis, right? But whatever. So JJ Redick is going to have to come in here. I hope to God he's able to at least fulfill half of his contract for this coaching squad. But we'll see.
Yeah, man, we'll see what's up with that. I don't know, man. I mean, listen, we've already predicted this for a couple episodes now. So at this point, it's just about seeing how it plays out. I'm just so excited about today in general because the fact that we got the JJ news and the Caruso trade happened today, like, this is officially the start of the offseason. We're not going to, have things be slow. This is also important, too, because remember, the draft is coming up. A lot of people have not been talking about this draft because of the talent. A lot of teams and a lot of GMs are going to be making their moves on draft night. I expect to see a lot of movement considering how volatile this draft is, where people don't know how good the talent is. The real GMs who make very sound basketball decisions are going to shine at this time.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yo, I love how they're adding me in the chat with the copy paste.
That's crazy.
Nah, that's funny as hell.
That's
They did
wild,
what?
bro.
Bro.
Bro, it's not even the same person. Like
it's not even the same person. Yeah, I'm crying.
It's like a virus. It spread to everybody else at this point, bro. Like,
That is
what we got
hilarious,
going
bro.
on, man?
What is happening? Oh my god! All right, look. So I just realized that I low key been hosting this shit today.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Who's
also
supposed to be hosting today?
Jalen.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
Jalen
that's
sold,
right.
unfortunately.
Hey,
So-
listen, it's been a tough week for Jalen.
Oh,
Luka
God.
lost in the finals. Drake had a funeral yesterday. Like
Got something out
Jalen, he's
yesterday.
recovering
Yeah.
right now, bro.
Bro, I know for a fact Jalen was holding on so tight to that 100 billion streams. Shit. I
Oh,
know
bro,
for a fact.
listen.
He was holding on.
That was
tight
the
to
one
that shit,
victory
bro.
he's had in the last 10 days, bro. He's holding on to that 100 billion streams,
Shit,
which
and
is
the
a
one-
great. It's a great accomplishment, bro. Like
It is a great
accomplishment. It's an amazing accomplishment,
Yeah. However, that nigga had a funeral last night, so
bro.
you know,
No,
I'm
what
gonna tell
Kendrick
you
did was disrespectful.
what
bro.
like
He played that shit 6 times for the 6'9"
And he
guy.
had all of his favorite. He had all of Drake's
Bro,
favorite athletes there. He had LeBron.
Bro, Russ had the crib
LeBron.
flag up. I'm like, oh wow,
Russ.
they getting
Yeah,
active.
they wilding out over there.
It was
Yeah.
over, bro.
SZA was there too.
They called it
like,
Gangchella, bro. Like it was
He
crazy,
had
bro.
Dr. Dre. He had Dr.
Dr.
Dre,
Dre
introduced.
introed the beat.
Yeah,
Bro,
that was crazy.
What do you have on your head?
I'm sorry. I think look, Kendrick know that he won, bro. That's the thing. That's the thing that
Yeah.
I
There's-
from last
If you
night.
still think that if anybody's holding out that Drake won that beef,
It's
I
cold.
need
It's
lay
cold.
off the
It's
fence,
cold.
bro. Lay
It's
off the
cold.
fence. Like you gotta let it go,
Yeah.
man.
You can now listen. You can say that Drake ain't drop a bad diss track in besides to the Hard Part
No,
6.
you can't.
I was about
You
to
can
say you can't say
besides
that.
the
That's
Hard
the
Part
hard
Say
part.
nothing.
Besides
No, you
the Hard
can't.
Part 6. Besides the Hard
Yeah.
Part
And
6.
the AI shit, trash.
And that
Yeah,
AI
that
shit.
shit was-
You can
yeah.
say Hayes. You said it the day. I think the day after he dropped Family Matters. You said I remembered it. You were like, if this was any other rapper that he dropped his
Out the
diss track
paint.
to, you
Out
know
the
what I'm
paint.
saying?
Yeah,
And when you said that, ever since you told me that, when I was listening to the song back, I was like, if I visualize in my head anybody other than Kendrick, this shit slaps. Like this shit is crazy, right? But then Meet the Graham start playing next, and then Euphoria. The fact that he opened with Euphoria, I'm like, yo, he on demon time. Like you knew Not Like Us was gonna come up and he played that shit 5 to 6 times.
Yeah.
Just overkill, bro. Crazy work. Easy work.
I gotta go see my niece. Y'all be easy.
All right, brother.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, bro.
Peace.
Nah, man. This is a wild time. I gotta say, I'm just so flabbergasted at the
Bulls
Caruso
trade didn't
because bro, like Alex Caruso was a guy that I thought was gonna really shake up the market, and I thought that the Bulls were gonna do the thing where they just hold on and shit because they got the go ahead to basically just bring everyone back and not have to like crazily shift the roster. And he was in so many mock trades, and the fact that he went for just one player, no return. Like the other thing that's so important about this Caruso trade is people looked at it as if Zach LaVine's value, which is tanked so dramatically, the way for the Bulls to get off his contract would be involving Caruso in the deal. Now that that's gone, I feel like Zach's not going to get traded. I find it hard to see him getting traded now.
Zach's still getting traded, and it's not even because of the roster construction. Zach's still going to get traded because and again, this is slightly inside information. Now, if you pay attention to the Bulls, you know it. The Bulls, Michael Reinsdorf, who runs the Bulls, the son of owner Jerry Reinsdorf, has been over Zach LaVine before they paid him the contract. Him being hurt since then was giving more reason to be like, see, I told y'all he wasn't the guy. I don't think there's any way Zach LaVine returns to Chicago next season. I just don't think there is.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Shoot. I can't wait, man. It's gonna be so many trade pieces in
I was talking about this shit earlier today. Me and my boss, I told you, my boss told me that the Bulls are in his opinion, the most cursed franchise in the last like 40 years, based off of basically since Jordan left. But
yeah, fact. That's
and,
not
and
even
honestly,
a question.
Hayes, it's not a question. Like I was like, bro, my favorite player of all time is Derrick Rose.
Hide your knees, hide your ankles if you sign to the Chicago Bulls, bro. It's knees and ankle injuries.
Like, bro. And my thing is like,
are they more cursed than Charlotte?
Well, Charlotte, the thing with Charlotte is Charlotte's just terrible. They just they just don't make right decisions. The Bulls have made right decisions to see it crumble in front of their eyes, and it was still the right decision. Like the Lonzo DeMar Vooch, say what you will about it. That team was number one team in the East. They wouldn't have stayed number one, but that was a team that you could start building off of. Yeah. It took one game against this Golden State Warrior and 2 knee injuries in one game to Lonzo and Zach LaVine, and that shit came crashing down. Derrick Rose, a game in which he should have been out in against the Philadelphia 76ers, down, never returned. You then have Jimmy Butler have his rise, and you have a dumbass front office that looked at it and said, we don't know how to build around this guy. And we have had players that people want. The Charlotte Hornets, they're just stupid.
Mm-hmm. Look,
tough spot, man.
I'm looking at the video from earlier, Gifted. That PC posted, the Kyrie slander. Bruh, I was arguing with somebody. They was like, bro, what did Kyrie do to you? Why are you so mad at him? I was like, me providing you with contextuals.
That's what I'm saying. It's what y'all did to Kyrie, bro.
Yeah, like me giving you stats on your favorite player that you said was going to win this series and be a difference maker in the fourth quarter and all that shit. Me providing you with what he did is hate. Come on, bro. And that's why I understand what you was talking about yesterday. The other show, Gifted. Like, when Dub tried to say, "Nah, you hating on Kyrie," it's not hate. If what y'all are doing to Klay Thompson is acceptable, us pointing out the fact that this nigga shot under 20% from 3 in 3 out of 5 games in this series is hate. What y'all said the Russ slander was too much. It was. I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, I don't look at it as hate. I look at holding players accountable. The same way that y'all want to hold Klay accountable for shooting 0 of 10 in an elimination game that didn't matter or count against his career. The same way y'all held Russell Westbrook accountable by calling him Russell Westbrook. We're going to do the same shit to your favorite player. I'm sorry that it's Uncle Drew. I really am, because I still love Kyrie Irving. Top 3 most skilled players I've ever seen. Top 3 best finishers at the rim I've ever seen right? Top 3 handles I've ever seen. Don't get me wrong. However, nigga had 99 points on 99 shots in the NBA Finals.
It is what it is, bro.
Just gotta hold your man accountable. That's all I'm asking. Yeah. All right, that's it. Like if this was Steph Curry, you best shit.
He be on, bro.
Shit. If this was Steph Curry,
I got no worries, bro.
Oh my god. But anyway, look, we got 15 minutes left. I really have nothing else to talk about. Don't know about y'all.
No. I think it's fine for us to end this early.
Did y'all talk about Monty Williams getting fired?
Oh, shit. Get to actually, that's great. I forgot all about Monty Williams. Rob day ass.
Hey, bro. People are like, hey, Monty's going to sign somewhere cheap. I don't know if most people realize this. When you get fired as a head coach in the NBA, they have to pay you your full contract. If you sign on as a head coach anywhere else, they don't have to pay you. You can sign on as an assistant. If you sign on as a head coach, they don't have to pay you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know he's not signing a deal at least for the next 1 or 2 years. I'm telling y'all right now. Monty Williams is about to sit at home. And keep in mind, this is a team that you had to go back to him on the 4th time to make him the highest paid coach in the NBA at that time to get him to. And people are like, well, why do they want to move? He never believed in that.
That was bad business, bro. That was bad business.
Like if you got to propose to a girl 4 times for her to say yes, she's probably not the one for you.
It's not it. It's not it, bro. It's not it. Like
honestly,
no, bro. Four times. If you have to change someone's mind with money for the 4th time, like damn, I'd already upped the offer twice. Okay, no. Okay, let me go through. No. Okay, let me go. Oh yes. Okay, great. Love you. No, you don't.
Yeah, 4 times. Like, come on, bro. And then you go fire the man after what, a year with this poverty ass team.
I mean, he was the ass fucking coach. Though I watched some games, he was man.
But gifted.
Man, he was bad.
I can't say that he was a bad coach based off of the fact that I watched a few Pistons games this year, and they were in them shits. They were in half the games.
They were in a lot of games. They were in a lot of games. Like if you watch, they were in a lot of games, and then it's just like, you know what it is? Monty didn't give a shit. He didn't try to coach him.
He didn't give a fuck about the and bro. If anything, I find that even to be worse. So you're telling me that they lost 27 games straight, and you're in a lot of these games, and you as a coach can't find the adjustment to win not one of them games in that 27?
But look at Frank Vogel in 4th quarters.
He didn't lose no damn 27 games. I'll tell you that much.
You're right. He didn't, but they were still the worst 4th quarter team in the league.
Yeah, they were.
So, but here's the thing, though. We can recognize Frank Vogel as a defensive-minded coach with a terrible roster outside of his big 3, right? We understood the complications in that. I feel the same way about Monty. However, However, like Hayes just alluded to, shit. Do I feel bad that my man got fired? No, my man's getting paid.
That's what I don't feel bad for a second for that man. No, sir.
Bro,
And he doesn't have to live in Detroit anymore, too.
All right, we gotta relax up. We gotta chill out on that. Chill out on that. This should be getting gas. No, listen. Detroit be getting gas so bad. Detroit be getting gas so bad.
I swear. I swear, Holy said
I ain't even mad at you for saying that. I ain't even mad at you for saying that. I just. You don't understand going to the game and seeing this nigga make no real chance. I'm like, he don't care, bro. He don't care, bro. Like him, this man trying to run actions for Asor Thompson to be like the shooter in the play, knowing he's a non-shooter his first year. Like, bro, I just, man, bro.
Hey,
man,
look, I'm not even gonna lie to you. The fact that I was seeing so many, like the day he got fired, I was seeing so many people talking about how the Lakers need to take advantage of it and yada yada yada, but they still went after JJ. So it be what it be. The thing that I always end up thinking back to is when Giddey said that the Lakers, like, you remember when Jalen, I'm mad that he's not here because he did this shit. Low key, if we keep it in the buck, Jalen predicted this. He said, I think that they're gonna go after JJ Redick, and I remember Giddey was like. He was like, why would they go after somebody with no experience after they just fired somebody? Exactly. And that's exactly what they did. They said, all right, bet. No experience? Shit, we did it before. The last nigga we did it with had a bump on his head. You look like the next Pat Riley. Come on over here. And that's
the next Pat Riley was such a when I saw it, I'm like, this shit gotta be fake. The next Pat Riley? Where is that coming from?
Showtime 2.0, baby.
Bro, the NBA, we live in a simulation, bro. We ain't even officially into the offseason. This shit's already been hilarious, bro.
You got Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan on stage crip walking.
Yep.
First of all, listen, I gotta correct because people are gonna get him if you don't correct it. DeMar was not crip walking, he was Hoover hopping. We gotta get that correct because I got people in California. We gotta get it correct.
Okay. Well, I do find it funny because he was Hoover hopping to a song calling Drake a pedophile.
Crazy word.
And he's about to get the ball from, you know what I'm saying? Like it's it goes full circle.
He probably ain't even gonna be here, bro. That concert alone may have convinced DeMar DeRozan, like, yeah, I need to just go ahead and sign with the Clippers for the minimum. That concert alone may have made DeMar.
You dead ass might not be wrong when you say that too. Like that dead ass might be the thing that floats in his head. Oh, that's also another thing we haven't talked about. The Paul George news too. How now Philadelphia is kind of waned on having the same level of interest in him. And also he said that he's basically looking for a place that plays basketball the right way, which is code for I don't care if we can't win a championship. If you can pay me, then I'm good with that. That's my style of play. So he really might not be back. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole other domino that has to fall in this offseason now.
Look, I understand why Paul George and the interest of him going to Philadelphia. However, the one question I always had was because when I would hear people say it, like on like First Take and like all them shows, they would be like, "Well, you know, he's playing with he's playing with somebody that's always hurt, like come postseason time. The difference with Joel Embiid is, yeah, he's hurt, but at least he plays through it. So my question was, how the fuck would he want to play through that? Pandemic P happened while Kawhi was healthy during the run, right? And then you fast forward to 2021, Kawhi gets hurt, and it's up to PG to step up. And he had an okay postseason run, but it wasn't the same as we've seen before. And we look back at like 2018, we can go even back to then. Like when PG has been called upon since maybe 2011, the times that he has shown up for his team in the postseason are very limited. When you look back at Oklahoma City, when you look at the Clippers, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is like, if Paul George were to go to Philadelphia and Joel Embiid were to get hurt again and play through it again, that same pressure that you had before is still going to be there. Like you're still going to need to step up. And the problem is that you still won't have a healthy teammate to do it. Like the probability of you having a healthy Joel Embiid for a postseason run is very low. So why would you want to go play with somebody that has the potential to still get hurt, but just play through it, not play up to the MVP caliber player that he is in the regular season? So your role is going to be significantly bigger. Now, granted, I would be interested to see what happens in that dynamic between Joel Maxey, and Paul George. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, where is the best fit for Paul George? I don't really know, but he's the hottest free agent, right? So
Yeah,
I'm curious to see where he goes for sure.
sure. Hey, man, we're gonna see what's up, man. But we really appreciate y'all coming through. A lot has happened, and I'm pretty sure by the next episode, even a whole lot more is gonna happen. I'm not gonna lie though, like I am still in shock over this Bulls trade. I just did not. The last thing I had in my head was Caruso gonna get traded before the draft. I'd like I don't even understand how many potential 2-team, 3-team trades he was involved in that would have really shifted the NBA. And now OKC having him as a perimeter defender with Shai Gilgeous in the backcourt. Oh my God. J Dub, Chet, and they still got moves to make. They could go get Hartenstein. Like, that's crazy. And then Josh Giddey turning his career around in the Bulls, even though I don't like the backcourt of Josh Giddey and Kobe White. That's just interesting. It's an interesting direction. So my head's all over the place on that one for sure. Yeah. I can't wait to sit down and like really process this and seeing the other moves, if there are other moves that we see from the Bulls. Yeah. I can't wait for that, honestly.
I'm interested to see it, but Hayes, go ahead, sign out, let people know where they can find you. Gifted same.
Hey, pray for us, is all I can say. And OKC fans, let's hope that Alex Caruso plays more than 50 games next season. Like, you just never know what Alex Caruso.
That's the hope.
The real talk. Like, and I have no like ill will at all. I already love the OKC Thunder roster. I hope that y'all go far and win the title. But ultimately, Bulls fans, hopefully y'all all in for the long haul because it's about to be ugly around here. But we'll be covering it here at From the Logo podcast. There you go.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Big shout out to Hayes. Make sure to go tap into his stuff. I definitely will be peeping your vibes and all that for Bull Central Pod, Hayes. I can't wait to see what that's looking like. Make sure to tap in with the show from the Logo and Player Choice, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. You can find me and my links right here at Gifted Hoops, in all of these platforms and whatnot. Off-season content is here. I will be doing some more basketball stuff, but I'm now fully locked in to actually relaxing and chilling. The Elden Ring DLC for all my gamers and shit that drops tonight. I'm locking in OD crazy. Very, very tough ass game, but I'm locked in. So I'm having me some fun overall tonight, y'all, for sure.
Yes, sir. And as always, you can find me at ZZ Huncho on most platforms, with or without an underscore. I don't know. That's for you to find out. From the Logo, tap in with us on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6, Sundays at 1. We'll be back on Sunday on playback. What are we thinking for playback on Sunday anyway?
We may need to do some draft covers with that being the
low key. I think that's a great idea.
It's time to do some draft coverage.
That's a great idea.
There we go. All right, draft coverage on Sunday. Tap in. As always, thank y'all for joining us. We missed Jalen today. Shout out to Dub, Hayes, Gifted, ZZ. We are out. Peace.
Have a good one, y'all. This is the second.